Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here with Just the Critters. Hi. Brad is in California. In fact, he just got to where they're going. I'll tell you where they are specifically later on. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. He's in Lone Pine, California. That's where his birth father lives. That's where his brother grew up at. So him and his brother, he flew into Phoenix. I had to start this video all over, okay? Because he called right in the middle of it, and then I couldn't remember where it was. Hi, Charlie. What? I know I love you too. Hey, Charlie needs attention here. Oh, don't whack Little Bean. Little Bean is right always right. I don't know if you can see her because she's dark colored. She's right there. Right, Little Bean? She gets right behind me. She was my butt as a shelf. And, So anyway, Brad left Saturday morning. Let me back way up. Let me back start all over. Okay, so Friday night. Brad's a basket case as it gets closer, right? And Friday, he's just driving me crazy because he's packing and he's forgetting this and he's so excited. And it was cute. But so Friday, he gets packed. He makes an arrangement with Lyft to give him a ride to the airport because it's clear on the other side of Raleigh, and, we live outside in the country, outside of Sharpsburg. And so, and they were going to charge like $82, but what are you going to do? Because he wanted me to have the Jeep because Friday, as we're sitting there, he finally got done enough that we could watch a couple episodes of CSI. We always watch it together. That I was checking my leg, it was hurting and stuff, it was getting super tight, and an upper part of it was, it's still below the knee, but was infected. And it's pussing, and I'm squeezing out all kinds of pus and stuff. Brad grabs the phone, he's going to cancel. I'm like, no, you're not. Give me a chance to start taking some antibiotics and start draining it and start cleaning it and doing all the stuff I'm supposed to do with it, doing compressions, and let's see if it gets bad or not. Because this is like a once-in-a-lifetime trip for him. His birth father is 83, and Brad has got a lot of mobility problems. This has been a hard trip for him, and I knew it would be, but I couldn't go with him because of health reasons, and also money is a big thing. We would have to board the dogs and everything, and the cat, and just financially, we really couldn't afford for both of us to go, and health reasons with me. And I feel like this is something he needs to do on his own. And also the time for us to be apart is kind of nice to give some clarity. You're able to see what you miss about that person when you're not with them all the time. And I felt like this is the journey he needed to take himself. With his brother. So turns out Lyft doesn't show up. He had set it up early enough that if Lyft didn't show up, then he would be able to take the Jeep. We didn't want that to happen because he wanted me to have access to a vehicle. But it so happened that he called me. He knew I was still up. And he said, can you come and toss me the car keys? I need to get my bags out of the Jeep. And I said, did Lyft not show up? And he said, no. And I said, just take the Jeep then. You can't miss your flight. And he said, okay. He said, I really didn't want to have to do this, but we don't really have a choice. He didn't want me to take him because he knows I don't like driving through, on interstates, real busy interstates, especially in a busy city, although it wasn't going to be busy that time of morning. And he didn't want me driving in the dark. I didn't want to drive because I had already taken my night meds, and I have some night meds that make me really loopy. So it wouldn't be the best for me to be driving. So he took the Jeep and had to park it, of course, pay for parking. Then his luggage was 1 inch too high to be allowed, and so he ended up having to check it and pay $30 to have that done. What else are you going to do? And, but he said, They were super nice, and they helped him early boarding on the plane. We had chosen a seat that had no front row, bulkhead seating, so that worked out really well for him. And it was a non-stop flight, so he was able to fly into Phoenix, where his brother lives. Spent the weekend with his brother, which was really nice. They had a lot of fun. He got to meet his sister. He hadn't met his sister on that side before, and had a nice visit. And then today they left early in the morning for Lone Pine. It's like an 11-hour drive, and they just got to their motel because they're having a big shindig of some sort for, they call him Senior, his birth dad, for a late birthday celebration because they couldn't do it on his actual birthday because the town was having some big festival and all the motel rooms were booked up. Brad and his brother, they each have their own motel room, are staying in a motel because uh, they have other people that are going to be at the house that are going to be staying there. So, and I think his brother Francis said he prefers that, and I know Brad would prefer to be able to really get relaxed at night and um be able to call me and stuff. So they made it there fine, which is good. Gas prices there, $5 a gallon. Holy moly! And Brad said, well, they stopped at Burger King for lunch, and his brother wouldn't let him pay for any gas, but he did let him buy his lunch. And he said, normally what would cost $16, $17 at Burger King, he said cost over, I think, $21 or something. Like crazy. So, he's having a good time. We video chat at night. And the dogs mainly ignore him because they're mad at him. But they're doing fine. They're used to having me, so they're doing fine. My leg was still really bad Saturday and Sunday. Ended up just taking full doses of furosemide and mainly sitting on the bed doing some loom knitting, um, and watching Netflix and YouTube and stuff. I sure wish a lot of people would. People are not putting out much content here on YouTube. I'm guilty of it myself. We all need to step it up, you know. So been doing that. I did order some more yarn. Brad was fine with it, but Hirschner's was still having a really good price. I really love that twisted yarn. I can't remember. I think it's by Soho, but I'm not sure. I'll show you when it comes in. But they still had it, and it was some of it was really marked down even more. And and then I love me some yarn cakes. They had some that were on sale that were like spot on. And then they had some big jumbo. I think it's the Karen uh, that I got. It was like almost $200, but it was okay. And I figure, with my health, I may not get to do like trips across the country will probably be out for me, realistically, and I don't go and get my hair done, my nails done. I don't have my dogs to the groomer. I probably won't hire a housekeeper. I'll probably just do that myself. I'm a cheap ass on that stuff, guys. And there's nothing wrong with anybody that has that stuff done. I envy you. I can't bring myself to do it. I mean, I will go once in a while and get my hair, cut and stuff, but like the coloring and stuff, which I just did, if you guys noticed. I did that a few days ago. But I'm trained for that, I knew I used to be a cosmetologist. And the dogs and stuff. Now I can buy an arm thing, to hook the leash to, but not too much. Hook to any table for do the dogs. I'm looking at different options on that. Jelly Bean will get better about me grooming her as I work with her more. It's like I've gotten her so used to taking a bath. She is wearing a diaper still. But I've gotten her so used to every morning when I take her diaper off. She's usually kind of muddy. And so I just take the diaper off and I put her in the bathtub. And I may even be going to the bathroom myself and she'll just stand there and wait. Because we're just gonna do half of her body. We're just gonna, I'm gonna use some soap and water, and I'm gonna clean her up real good and stuff. And then she stands there and lets me dry her off, and then she just runs all over and be silly and stuff because she's feeling good. So, um, I'll explain about her in a minute. I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over. I'm excited to talk to you guys. But so my legs were still bad. That leg was still bad, still draining a lot of pus and stuff. I really forced drinking a lot of water yesterday and did well with that. So today, last night and today is no more pus at all. It's no longer swollen up and inflamed, and the little bit of fluid coming out is clear, and it's starting to heal up real well. I have it up. I've been keeping. They said it was so important to keep that covered. And I agree with that. But don't cover it to where it can't breathe, because then all it's going to do is just get wet. You're going to make a warm, wet area, wonderful area for bacteria to keep breathing. So if you just put the gauze on it, you're protecting it, but then it's not going to create that. So that's what I've been doing. And I had some amoxicillin, so I I looked up the full dosage on that according to cellulitis infection and stuff. So I've been doing that, and it's working. So I'm gonna keep doing that. Brad asks me all the time, "Do I need to come home? Do I need to come home?" I'm like, "Stop asking me that. I'll tell you if you need to." Okay, it's so important to me that he has his time. Like right now, he just called me a minute ago. They're in Lone Pine. They His brother went in because their motel room were on the second floor, and Brad can't do the stairs. He cannot do those stairs at all. And so, but I guess they were able to get the ground floor rooms. Yeah, I think his brother was very surprised on how disabled Brad is. I almost thought about warning him, texting him and warning him now when you see your brother, but I thought that, Brad wants him to know that. Brad will tell him that, and I think his brother has warned Senior, though. Hey, when you see brother, he's, very disabled. But, you know, it is what it is. And that's why it's so important to me that he does this trip now. Because, the hip pain's getting worse, the mobility is getting even worse, and stuff. We're going to have some hard decisions to make on whether I have my lymphoma mass removed first, or if he's going to have the hip surgery. I'm thinking the mass is not, unless they think it's growing, and they don't think it's cancerous or anything. I'm thinking it would be better to have his hip surgery done first, because I think they're going to have to open me up. I don't think they can do it laparoscopically, because this is a grapefruit size mass, right? It's big. Um, if they have to open me up and stuff, then I won't be able to help pull him up or help move him when they have lip or hip surgery. So if we wait and we have his hip done first, I think it would be better. So we'll have to see. But I think the time apart's been really good. I know I've been able to sit and think about what I want, what I don't want, what I need, what I really don't need, how I want the rest of my life to go. A friend of mine explained it. I talking to about um, being so sad that actually we do have family in the state. We moved here for our daughter. She wanted us to move here, live closer to her. And then not even 6 weeks later, she just flips a biscuit and basically tells us to fuck off, and that's it. My friend said, she's just on a different journey. There's nothing you can do about it except accept it and hope that in time she'll, decide that she would like to incorporate you in her life. It's like, that's very true. You're absolutely right. And just can't sit and worry about it anymore and just go on with our life. Yeah, it makes it hard. I'm going to say it makes it hard because I see so many other people in um, doctor offices, and you can tell that their adult children are bringing them in and are helping them. We don't have any of that. But then I also see people that are totally alone in those doctor's offices. That I saw one guy, I felt bad for him, that it was in wound care, and I think it was somebody from the nursing home brought him in, just parked him in his wheelchair there and left. And I don't even know if he was really aware of where he was, and it just seemed very sad to me. But so I mean, the time apart's been good. Brad's even said that he realizes, how he's been treating me and stuff is not right, and you know, he needs to he needs to treat me nicer, and you know, no physical abuse or anything. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I thought too that my eating would just be horrible, and the first day we had bought some cans of cashews, and I like the lightly salted Pringles. And then we bought some yogurt raisins, and I was packing stuff for him. And then we bought some bags of chips, but they're the baked Lays, which are pretty darn good. Um, 'Cause I don't normally eat chips or anything, but I thought it would just be better to have something like that. Um, I like things that are kind of portion controlled. But I thought I would just be eating crazy, but no, I ate a little bit more than I think I should have the first night, but then, like last night, I didn't eat much. Was it last night? Last night I had to cook rice for the dogs, and I had rice, and I cooked some broccoli, and then some frozen egg rolls, which were not good at all. And that's what I had for dinner, but I only had like two of the egg rolls. They're small. A little bit of rice, a little bit of broccoli. In fact, I have the other half in the fridge. Um, I did put in an order for Aldi's today because I was going through our fridge and there just wasn't much fresh stuff at all. And I'm craving fresh fruits and veggies so much. So, and I love Aldi's. I love their asparagus. You get a pound package for under $3, fresh asparagus. And we have to find out from Brad how he cooks that in the oven and how long. Because I've always done the asparagus. I was taught how to do the asparagus, that you would put it, drizzle some olive oil and your spices and shake it up in a bag, and then you lay it out on a cookie sheet and cook it. Well, Brad does it where he lays it, but he covers it, and it turns out even more tender. So I got that. I got more apples. I got a nice combination of Fuji. What else? Fuji, and then there's I know the ones that are kind of yellow and red, and then um Granny Smith. So there's a nice combination. Fall time apples. So I want to make some uh sugar-free chunky applesauce. It's almost like pie filling. I want to make a pie for when Brad comes home. A sugar-free apple pie. That's not hard to do. And I got some strawberries. I got some cuties. What else did I get? I think getting grapes. Um, I got the asparagus. I got two different types of the grape tomatoes. 'Cause I love tomatoes. Some more lettuce. I have a bunch of salad mix. I have a bunch of cucumbers. I got some celery. Didn't buy any mushrooms because we have a lot of canned mushrooms. I bought some easy. I did buy a couple pot pies. What I'm gonna have tonight. I did buy a little bit of steak. I'm gonna have the next night. Um, I love their fish fillets. It's Fremont Market or something. They're breaded fish flakes. I really like those. Got I got a bunch of different stuff. Got some more peas. You know the hash browns that come in like in a bar, um, like uh, Arby's sells them in different places. But those are, you know what I like about those? They first off, they're really cheap. You can take a couple of those and crumble them up, throw in some onions and peppers, and cook your own hash browns just super fast and portion controlled. So I really like that. So especially if you just buy the bags of already cut up onions and peppers. Can't get any easier. So yeah, I just kind of bought some stuff like that. Um, didn't buy any junk stuff. You know, it's like, I mean, drunkest thing I bought some blueberry bagels and some cream cheese, which I'll have in the morning. But yeah, it was kind of strange buying stuff just mainly for me, though I found myself buying stuff that Brad likes, and he'll be sitting here when he gets home. Like he likes the self-raising pizza, and he likes Vienna sausages and stuff. So I got a little bit of that kind of stuff. What else? I think that's about it. Been going on here. I mean, like I said, I want to be doing some crafting and um, just doing some cleaning, not going crazy on it because, I think that's something we should be doing together. Like right now, I'm doing some laundry. I'll do some dishes later on. Yeah, that kind of stuff. I want to clean those strawberries. They look really good. Look really nice and dark red. So probably need to clean them right away. Um, you know, oh, you know what? I could make the most beautiful apple compote. It would just be lovely. And I have some sugar-free whipped cream in there. Ooh, would be good. See how my mind works? I don't know. Fall time, I think of baking too. I tried to get some cans of pumpkin, but they were out, darn it. You know, canned pumpkin can be pretty pricey, but that's okay. Um, then I rearranged some of the shelves in the kitchen and stuff so I could put away more stuff. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. I mean, I know it's pretty boring, but you know, that's it. I didn't think I could bring in the groceries today. I really didn't. I thought, oh, this is so hard. And it really was. Because Brad usually brings in the groceries. And all these orders, I had them delivered. Of course, I have to, And all of a sudden now, Walmart will not deliver to our address. They say we're too far out. They've delivered for almost a year, and now all of a sudden we're too far out. No, they were having trouble getting drivers, and they just don't want to do it anymore. That's fine. We've been going in and picking up the order, but like I said, I know that Instacart does all these stuff, so but usually they bring it in bags, and this time they brought it just in boxes, and I had a hard time lifting those boxes, but I managed. I mean, I had a lot like canned goods and stuff. That was kind of difficult, and well, the produce too, because I had like bought, you know, 10 pounds of potatoes and a couple different. I bought red and yellow onions, and I'm very much into the color of the stuff. I would have liked to have gotten some of those different colored potatoes, but they were pretty pricey. But I had bought, so I have white, yellow, and red onions, and I, I like to put them in a bowl because they look pretty. Okay. If I had more room in my fridge, I'd be putting the apples in a bowl, in a clear bowl, just so I could look at them too. Um, you know, I'm thinking too that I'm gonna cook me up a Granny Smith apple, and then I have sugar-free. If you guys ever want a really good sugar-free caramel, Smuckers. It's in with the ice cream toppings. It's the Smuckers sugar-free caramel. It's in a squeeze thing. It is the best. You cannot tell the difference. You cannot tell the difference. You drizzle a little bit of that on your ice cream, or drizzle a little bit on it on a fresh baked apple, or you even normally I'll just dip my apple in, because it's like caramel apple. So, I mean, you know, very good. I don't care for the chocolate, but I love the caramel. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. You know, get a little lonely, but that's okay. Sometimes you got to get used to the silence before you can enjoy the chaos again, you know? And I just want my health to improve. I've been being kind of down about it because it's been a really big struggle to keep me infection free, and it just never happened. But I got mad because, like in the hospital, they only ran the IV antibiotic for this leg one day, and then they suspended it. And I know that happened, and it was a bigger IV bag. They were having, they couldn't run both IV antibiotics at the same time, of course. And I think they quit with the leg one because they were afraid it was going to interfere with the antibiotics they were using to treat me my other infection. And I understand that, but then I kept trying to tell them the leg is really hard and it's really painful. It's still infected, and without even touching it or anything. No, no, it's not. And it's like they wouldn't listen. And I'm not real thrilled about some of the, you know, stuff that goes on in the hospital. I'm not going to really say too much about that right now, but you know, there should be better care. Yeah. I mean, well, okay, I'll say things like, I was there for 4 days and they never changed my sheets once. Housekeeping never came and wiped off even my table or any of that. Like Brad said, there was still the same stuff moved under my bed as the entire time. I mean, I basically was doing everything myself except for hanging my IVs and starting them. I was shutting off my IVs because I thought normally I'll shut off my IVs when it's beeping. Or if it's occluded, I'll try to fix it. If not, then the nurse will have to come in. But after hearing it beep for an hour, I'm like, nope, shutting it off. So I just got a point, and they knew that I would shut that off, and I would tell them what time it ended. So, but other than that, I was doing my bandaging at the end. There, I was doing my bandaging. Once my good friend Claire, who was my nighttime nurse, and then we became friends. Once she was not working at night, there nobody really was doing anything with me. So I was doing my own bandaging. I mean, yeah, they'd come in and take my vitals and stuff. Then I would argue with them about how much insulin I was going to take. I forgot to take my insulin again this morning. I got to get better about that. And I don't think my testing kit is working correctly because it keeps saying 90 every day. Now I have reset it and everything else. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I think I'm going to take my blood sugar again tonight and see what it says. Because if it's still 90, it's going to be incorrect. You can't be at 90 all the time, you know. And I even retested it this morning. It still said 90. So I'm a little concerned about that. But it could be better care. I don't know if I really want to have surgery done at this hospital. We're thinking about going down into Wilson, seeing if we can get some better specialists and stuff. Because, like, in infectious disease doctor, you guys know I was so happy to have her. She said, you get UTIs, you come to see me. And then, you're going to need to get a urologist, and then, we can work together. Well, I see her in her office. No, you're going to have to go to the ER anytime you have an infection because I'm way too busy. There's no way you could come in. And because you can't have anything but IV antibiotics. I'm like, forever? I mean, what are you saying here? I understand that I'm antibiotic resistant. But just for this infection or for, everything? No, apparently not for everything. I'm taking amoxicillin for the leg. Don't label me just because you've had other case studies. Doesn't mean mine's going to turn out the same way. Everybody's body is different. If we were all the same, why would you need to ever see any of us? You would just say, oh, well, yeah, it's this, but I don't know. So now I'm back to square one. I don't have, if I get even a bladder infection, my primary care doctor's too busy, my infectious disease doctor's too busy. I'm not going to run to the ER every time I think I have an infection. That would be way too expensive. I mean, that's not even, yeah. And you're taking up, I thought the ER was for emergency care. So you take every time that we clog up the system with things that are not a real emergency, we're taking away time from somebody who is emergent. I don't want you to be messing with me on a stupid bladder infection when you might have a child sitting there with a broken arm who is in such severe pain. Please help this child. I will be the first one to say, put them ahead of me because I don't want any child sitting there in so much pain like that. That just makes you sad. So, I don't know. I thought it was having a good care team. And then I thought my doctor was in network. She's not. No wonder that when I tell them, well, the lab results are right here, they're like, no, they're not. Okay. But so I think I'm back to square one, and we cannot get anybody to help Brad about his back. They won't even talk to him about his back. Now you cannot tell me that there is absolutely nothing you can do. There's always, at least the comedian Jerry Lewis had some kind of a pump in his back that if his back was hurting, all he had to do was push a button and it really helps. I mean, come on, you don't make him feel like this is just nothing can be done at all. Nobody will even talk to him about any possibilities. They're so focused on the hip. And they're so focused that's just going to fix everything. Well, I don't think it's going to fix everything. The reason he got the hip was because he compensated so much for the back. But time will tell. Who knows? So, getting dark out. I'm just having a pot pie for dinner. And gotta feed the critters. Sometimes I wonder why I buy Angel canned cat food. Because all she does is, we get the one with the extra gravy. All she does is basically eat the gravy. But she's 20 years old. So I guess if I gotta buy the canned cat food so she can do the gravy, I guess that's what we'll do. So. Right, Jelly Bean? She's sleeping over here. Jelly Bean, Jelly Bean, Jelly Bean. Hey, Jelly. She's asleep. For a little dog, she can snore like crazy. Making me sleepy. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. And remember that I love you guys. And I do cherish your friendship so much. And I will talk to you guys later. I think I might curl up on the couch and take a little nap now, too. Talk to you guys later. Bye.